الإله مصونه يا قلب ما هذا شعار متيم ولعل حال بني الغرام فنون.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. اللهم كن لوليك الحجة ابن الحسن صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وأينا حتى تسكنه أرضك توأا وتمتعه فيها طويلا. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. Imam Hussain alayhi salam is truly the epitome of the Holy Quran, as we had mentioned in the past two series, and we are going to mention today also, and continue a little about how Imam Hussain alayhi salam continued doing Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahi az Munkar to his last breath. He continued this mission in order to teach us that, oh, you who weep for me, you also revive the religion in the same way. We see that even as hard-hearted as Ibn Ziyad and Shim, he still keeps on reminding them about the haqq. He still keeps on doing Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahi az Munkar. But then a question arises that how come they didn't listen? The Imam was ma'soom and his words were noor and they set upon the heart of the people. Everyone. How come these people did not listen to Imam Hussein's call? So why did they not listen to what Imam Hussain alayhi salam was telling them? Often we come to know that yes, their bellies were filled with unlawful food. مُلِئَتْ بُطُونُهُمْ مِنَ الْحَرَامِ. When one's bellies are filled with unlawful food, all that will come out will be an unlawful thought. All that will come out will be an unlawful action. So, Imam still reminds us that, oh people who cry for me, I still want you to do Amr bil Ma'ruf. One more time. Give the haqq to them and then see what's going to happen. So this is what we learn. Even in one of his sermons, Imam, whilst he goes from Medina to Kufa, he gives many sermons on the way. And in one of his sermons, he reminds again of the importance of Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahi az Munkar, and how the people of Bani Israel who didn't support Hazrat Dawood, the Prophet Dawood and Prophet Isa, were stopped the mercy of Allah, were done la'nat, they were sent la'nat of Allah. In Surah Ma'idah, ayat number 63, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لولا ينهاهم الربانيون والأحبار عن قولهم الإثم. Why do not the rabbis and the scribes forbid them from sinful speech and consuming illicit gains? This is what Imam Hussain alayhi salam mentions in his sermons. That why didn't they stop their illicit, their sinful speech and illicit gains? And then Imam alayhi salam again continues, كانوا لا يتناهون عن المنكر فعلوه لبئس ما كانوا يفعلون. They would not forbid one another from wrong that they committed. Surely evil is what they have begun doing, because they didn't stop each other. And as we know that we are the best of the ummats, kuntum khayru ummatin ukhrijat linnas ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanhauna 'anil munkar. We are the best of the ummats whilst we do amr bil ma'ruf and stop the evil. So the Bani Israel did not stop wrong done against Prophet Dawood and Prophet Isa. So the mercy of Allah was cut off from them. Again in Surah Ma'idah, ayat number 44, Imam Hussain alayhi salam reminds the people, فَلَا تَخْشَوُا النَّاسِ وَخْشَوْنِي. And do not fear the people, rather fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whatever is going to be the outcome, do not fear that. Allah is sufficing for us. He is sufficient for us. So as far as Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahi anil Munkar is concerned, we should not fear. Just as we see now what is happening to the poor Palestinians and how Iran is standing against the Israel state and doing everything that they can. And it is not fearing what America will do about it. So we should not fear anything as far as Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahi anil Munkar is concerned. والمؤمنين والمؤمنات بعضهم أولياء بعض يأمرون بالمعروف وينهون عن المنكر. But the faithful men and women are comrades of one another. They bid what is right and forbid what is wrong, and mention the prayer and give zakat. That is the rest of the ayat that I haven't mentioned. But it says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala starts with the faithful men and women are comrades of one another when they do Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahi anil Munkar. This is the first step. And then comes the praying and the giving of the poor due. Why? Is because when Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahi anil Munkar is done, then it is very simple that everything is laid down. And it is very simple for prayer to be kept up and the poor due to be met. It's because of Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahi anil Munkar that all these activities will become alive. So this is the first step that Allah reminds, that the faithful men and women are comrades of one another when they do Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahi anil Munkar. And that's the time when prayer will become alive and the poor due will be paid. This is the way Imam Hussain alayhi salam keeps on doing Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahi anil Munkar. In fact, he even doesn't fear the enemies like Muawiyah. It is mentioned that when Marwan ibn Hakam writes about the activities of Imam Hussain alayhi salam and how he gathers believers and he gathers his comrades against Muawiyah and Yazid, Marwan ibn Hakam writes to Muawiyah about Imam Hussein's activities and his comings and goings and how he wants to uprise and create a revolution. That's the time Muawiyah starts fearing and writes back to Imam Hussain that stop these activities and stop creating a rift between the people. Thus Imam Hussain alayhi salam does not fear at this point. And there comes a point in time when he says that he mentions all the atrocities of Muawiyah. He starts with saying that how Muawiyah slaughtered Hujr ibn Adi, who was not ready to side Muawiyah. And he reminds him of how there were a group of people known as Hazramis who were reciting the Fadail of A'immah, and thus Muawiyah could not bear that, and how he martyred all these people. And then he reminded about Umar ibn Hamak, who was also a companion of the Rasul, the Holy Prophet, and how Muawiyah also killed him. And then Imam Hussain alayhi salam mentions this ayat to Muawiyah that يا ويلتنا ما لهذا الكتاب لا يغادر صغيرا ولا كبيرا إلا أحصاه. The guilty will be apprehensive on that day. That is, he's mentioning to Muawiyah that you are the one to create a cold war. It is not me who has uprising against you. Rather, you have created a cold war by slaughtering all these people, slaughtering all these good people. And he says that remember, you will be apprehensive on that day. The guilty will be apprehensive on that day and will say, woe be upon us, what a book this is, because their book of records will be brought before them. What a book this is. It doesn't omit anything small or great, but it mentions everything in it. That means, remember, O Muawiyah, all these things, atrocities that you have committed will not be omitted on that day. It will be mentioned and brought before you. So I am reminding you now. But this did not lay any effect. Only the fact that because it was so true, Muawiyah did not reply back the letter of Imam Hussain. He kept quiet. This is the ayat of Surah Kahf that Imam mentioned. يا ويلتنا ما لهذا الكتاب لا يغادر صغيرا ولا كبيرا إلا أحصاها. Surah Kahf, ayat number 49. Again, many ayats of Surah Kahf are mentioned by Imam Hussain alayhi salam, and he epitomizes many of these surahs. In fact, all the surahs of the Holy Quran, if we look at it, In the book known as Khasa'is al-Hussain, you will find that so many surahs are the epitome of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, and how he manifests these surahs. Because there are two ways to do tafsir of the verses of the Holy Quran. One is the tafsir afaqi, and one is the tafsir anfusi. When you look at the depth of it, it is talking about the A'imma and Imam Hussain alayhi salam. For example, the ayat of Surah Kahf, ayat number 9. Imam Hussain alayhi salam, when he is beheaded in the spear in Kufa, Imam Hussain alayhi salam cries out that Am hasibta anna ashab al-kahfi wal-raqim kanu min ayatina ajaba. Do you suppose that the companions of the cave and the scribes were among our wonderful signs? He starts reminding the people that no, more wonderful than that is my head on top of the spear, and reciting the verses of the Holy Quran. So, O men, remember that Quran and Itrat will never be separated till the day they meet at Hawz Kausar. For people to reflect and see who was in haqq and who was in batil. So Hussein, when he cries out this, many people are brought towards haqq at that point. And then again in Sham, Imam Hussain alayhi salam recites this verse of Surah Kahf again. إِنَّهُمْ فِتْيَةٌ آمِنُوا بِرَبِّهِمْ وَزِدْنَاهُمْ هُدًى. They were indeed youths who had faith in the Lord and were enhanced them with guidance. Allah increased their guidance. Why? Here youths are mentioned, while if you go and see the companions of Imam Hussain alayhi salam were not all youths. They were also old men like Habib ibn Madahir. This is because their hearts were so youthful. They wanted to fight with bravery. They were so enthusiastic. They were meeting Allah with lots of fervor and enthusiasm. As you go and see, when Imam Hussain alayhi salam was nearing his martyrdom, his face became more filled with light. Why? It's because he was enthusiastic to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This was the state of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. It is small wonder that even Surah Al-Fajr, when you look at it, Imam Hussain epitomizes this surah. First of all, when we start with Wal Fajr, it means by the daybreak. And the daybreak is when there is a lot of light. And Imam Hussain actually is the daybreak, is because of the fact that when he sacrificed himself in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there were so many who were filled with light on account of this. So he is the epitome of the daybreak. وَلَيَالٍ عَاشِرٍ. These are the 10 said nights of Muharram. وَالشَّفْعِ وَالْوَطْرِ. The shaf are the two, the odd and the even. The shaf are the even, and the watr is the odd. وَالشَّفْعِ وَالْوَطْرِ. The even is Imam Hussain alayhi salam when he was with Hazrat Abbas. وَالْوَطْرِ is when he was alone, left in the plains of Karbala. And then, when we come to the last ayat, يَا أَيَّتُهَا النَّفْسُ الْمُطْمَئِنَّةِ ارْجِعِي إِلَىٰ رَبِّكِ رَاضِيَةً مَرْضِيَّةً فَادْخُلِي فِي عِبَادِي وَادْخُلِي جَنَّتِي. O the tranquil soul, يَا أَيَّتُهَا النَّفْسُ الْمُطْمَئِنَّةِ ارْجِعِي إِلَىٰ رَبِّكِ. Return to your Lord. رَاضِيَةً مَرْضِيَّةً. When you are at peace with Him and He is at peace with you. فَادْخُلِي فِي عِبَادِي. Enter into my vicinity, my companions. وَادْخُلِي جَنَّتِي. And enter into my specific garden. He had the tranquil soul, and the tranquil soul is the soul of the one who has detached himself from the worldly amusement, and he is going towards utmost perfection. As we go towards perfection of the world, it will never cease to make us more thirstier. It makes us more thirstier. As you go towards money and power and beauty, there will be no end towards it. But when you go towards the infinite perfection, that is the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's the time you will get the tranquility, the nafs mutma'inna. So this is what Imam Hussain alayhi salam was. As he was nearing death, he was getting more and more enthusiastic about it, because he was nearing the unity with the utmost perfection, that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that is the time he achieved this nafs mutma'inna, and we can also be the extensions of it, because as we know, the formula is given to us in the Holy Quran. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. أقم الصلاة لذكري. keep a prayer for my remembrance. Ala bi dhikrillah tatma'innal qulub. Verily, when you do the zikr of Allah, you will get the tranquil soul. And then what is the result of the tranquil soul, which comes on account of prayer? Ya ayyatuhan nafsul mutma'inna irji'i ila rabbiki radiyatan mardiyya fadkhuli fi ibadi wadkhuli jannati. This is the time when we get united to the soul that has no end to its perfection, and that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is the time we get this tranquil soul, just the way Imam Hussain was the epitome of this tranquil soul. Inshallah, as we go on crying for Imam Hussain alayhi salam and weeping over what misfortunes befell on him, we should not neglect the message that he strove for. As we keep on mentioning these ayats of Amr bil Ma'ruf, of the fact that he was a tranquil soul, of the fact that how he strove to guide people in every step of his life, we should not forget his message. And when we cry, our hearts become softer so that we can inculcate that in our actions and bring the message out alive of what Imam Hussain strove for. Imam Hussain alayhi salam was also reflecting the verse that says, Innama yuridullahu liyudhiba ankumur rijsa ahlal bayt wa yutahhirakum tathira. This is the verse of Surah Ahzab, ayat number 33, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Indeed, Allah desires to remove all impurity from you, O people of the house, and purify you with a thorough purification. This is the verse that was recited by Imam Hussain alayhi salam when Marwan comes to Imam and tells him that, O Imam, it is high time that now you do bay'at of Yazid, because this is for your own goodness, the goodness of your deen and dunya. That's the time Imam stands up against Muawiyah and Yazid and Marwan and say that, O Marwan, far be it from you to say this. Don't you know that we are the pure household? And look at your filth and your impurity. And then he recites this verse, Innama amruhu idha arada, Innama yuridullahu liyudhiba ankum rijsa ahlal bayt, wa yutahhirakum tathira. And all Marwan can say is that he is speechless. He can't say a word in front of this ayat of the Holy Quran. This ayat of the Holy Quran talks a great deal, because first of all, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says innama, that means only and only. That is hasr. It reveals that it is only the household of the Holy Prophet that Allah has purified them with a thorough purification. And then ankum, innama yuridullahu liyudhiba ankum. When Allah says ankum, that means He's trying to specify that it is the household of the Holy Prophet. And then He stresses this, innama yuridullahu liyudhiba ankum rijsa ahlal bayt. He mentions this ahlal bayt. And when this verse was revealed, there were many traditions that claim that the ahlal bayt were Muhammad and Ali and Fatima and Hassan and Hussein. And then liyudhiba ankum rijsa ahlal bayt wa yutahhirakum, and purify you tathira. Again the stress, with a thorough purification, that nobody can have this kind of purification. So this ayat is on account of Imam Hussain and the Ahlul Bayt as a whole. And then when Marwan again tells Imam Hussain about the fact that he should do bay'at to Yazid, Imam Hussain alayhi salam recites this verse, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Verily, we come from Allah and we will return to Him. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.